Wait, this fan is super, super loud. I hope it's not too loud in the background. I try to turn it down beforehand, but I do have that running. So we are just gonna act like that's not happening. If it's too much, then we'll figure it out later on. But hello, everybody. Welcome in. Hello, hello. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Let me get my notes pulled up. Kind of thrown off because I checked my email right before this, funny enough. And a reason why I was checking my email was to send myself something. And when I went to my email, I saw that it said that one of my orders for like my face wash was on the way. And I was like, oh, skirt, wait a minute, I don't need any. And then I was like, wait a minute, it's probably uploaded to the card that I don't use or that I don't have anymore because it's sending me another one. And so I was like, oh, that's not even gonna work anyway. And then I was trying to make I was trying to make it go back, or not go back, but go to the next shipments, and it wasn't working. So that's the reason why we're on late today. It was a little past the email. But hello for everybody that's just now coming in. Hi. We're talking about today transforming your kitchen, and transforming your kitchen will inevitably transform your health. And so they go hand in hand, and we're going to be talking about that today. And we're going to be giving you a plant-based starter guide. So for everybody that's here right now, you're going to be getting your plant-based starter guide to support you in this space and to help you overall get comfortable, understand and make the connections that you need to, for not only to take care of your body and your health, but also just to overall drive home the message of the fact that we don't understand our body's true authentic design. And we're going to jump into that. And so you want to wake up full of energy. You want to not feel fatigued. You want to sit here and not have to feel pain or inflammation or deal with acne. But the meals that you eat never support those things that you want. So how confident are you in the fact that this is going to happen for you, that you're healthy, that you're going to have a longevity when it comes to your life and when it comes to your health, and you keeping all of your limbs, your organs, like everything inside of your body functioning the way that it should be? How confident are you? Because the majority of people can never be like, oh, I know I take care of my body, and also know it heals itself, and understand the fact that like it's deeper than just, oh, going to the gym. It's deeper than you just sitting here thinking like, okay, I'm gonna eat a salad because that's healthy. How do you support your body? How do you understand the process of it healing itself from the inside out? You start using food as your medicine. You see how your body can change itself. You see how your body starts to sit here and give back to you. You feel that energy. You feel good. You look good because you feel good on the inside because you're supporting your internal organs. Thank you so much for the follows, guys. I really appreciate it. And so this whole process starts first with the fact that you have to adopt a lifestyle of having healthy lifestyle habits that help you heal from the inside out, and they also give you fulfilling whole foods that are going to keep you healthy, keep you feeling full, and keep your cravings to the natural foods versus the processed foods that a lot of people crave on a constant. Thank you so much for whoever's spamming the comments thinking that I'm going to respond to you saying random names in the comments, because at the end of the day, you boost the algorithm by commenting that much. So I appreciate you. I'm not going to block you. Keep commenting. Like, that's perfectly fine. Boost me in the algorithm because you want to keep commenting, spamming something that I don't even know who these people are that you're commenting to. Let's see what point that we're on. Okay. So today I'm going to be showing you how, first of all, you can live a plant-based lifestyle and live healthier, a vibrant life, but also enjoy the foods that you were cooking, right? Usually, like I said, on Fridays, we try to be in the kitchen and cooking. But I did record a video of me remaking our plant-based cheese sauce last night. I have not edited, but I'm going to edit either today or next week. So today, instead of us cooking in the kitchen on Fridays like we usually do Food Fridays, we're just going to be talking about plant-based lifestyle, understanding it. And if you want to see the old recipe, which is the same thing, it's just basically I'm using a new blender. I'm showing you how easy it is with the actual high process blender versus what I used to have. Go check that out. It's literally pinned to my bio. But what I want you to understand is the fact that You have to start making changes now. You can't just sit here and be like, oh, okay, well, I know that I need to eat healthier, so I'll wait until 2025. Oh, I know that I need to eat healthier, so I'll wait until I get into my 30s and 40s, and then I'll start changing all my lifestyle habits. Because we're seeing in society, people are getting sick younger and younger, right? We're also seeing the fact that not only are people getting sick younger and younger, but people truly are not understanding how their body is able to heal, and it's able to heal in a very short amount of time if you give it everything that it needs. And so you sit here and neglect your body for years on end, and then expect some kind of diet to support you. You expect you to change your habits all the way around by the time that you hit 30s and 40s, because that's considered older, and that's the time for you to start taking care of your body. But you never had the habits of taking care of your body, so it's like, why would you start then instead of starting now while you're younger, to get those established, to get those cravings established, to get you to feel comfortable? And you're doing yourself a disservice by sitting here waiting, because you're also not realizing that you're wasting your time sitting here believing that you're going to do a diet culture and you're going to stick with it, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, my life is going to change and everything's going to be healed. You're also sitting there wasting your time sitting here believing that, okay, Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, all these different things are going to help me, because in 6 months I can change my whole lifestyle and lose 30 pounds, lose 50 pounds, and then you're going to gain it all back. Then you not only wasted your time, you're also wasting your money. You're wasting your energy, because you have no energy, because you wake up every single day feeling like you're fatigued and you can't figure out why. But you don't give yourself any stabilizing habits. So let's break free from this myth of the fact that the plant-based lifestyle is overcomplicated, and that it's going to be difficult for you to start, because at the end of the day, your life is already difficult. So how much more difficult can it be if you're already struggling, you're stressed out internally, you're not taking care of your body, you're not giving yourself the nutrients that you need? So your life is already overcomplicated. And I'm here sitting here telling you, as somebody who has been plant-based for 4 whole years, I do not overcomplicate things. I actually simplify them, and I teach you how to simplify them, and I help you establish the lifestyle in a space of feeling comforted and also feeling supported. The most beginner friendly all the way to the most expert can come in and work with me and have connections being made, have strategy laid out on the table, and come out of that space and feel confident going into the lifestyle, or feel confident continuing. Because I'm telling you, it does not have to be difficult. You just need the correct strategy, you need the right support, and you need the education to understand what you're doing and how to do it. I'm not saying you have to sit here and do like how they had in school, where they hone a bunch of information in your face all day, every day, and you feel overwhelmed, you know you're not going to remember it. But rather, I simplify it by telling you, like, instead of, oh, you need to eat this and eat this so you can get vitamin A, K, D, all this stuff, eat a rainbow plate. I make it simple. Establish a rainbow plate. Stop focusing on one protein and focus on, okay, what kind of things can I combine in a meal that are going to give me the sustenance so I can feel full and stay full for long, as well as gives me energy afterwards, and then also still supports my cravings. That's what we focus on when you work with me in my program. That's what we focus on when you book a one-on-one with me. Because it should not be hard, nor should you have to suffer through the process if you wanted to establish a healthier lifestyle. You make yourself suffer eating salads constantly when you don't want a salad, thinking that this is a diet. Doing Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers, calorie counting and food restricting. That's what you do when you're on believing in diet culture and you hate it. Nobody enjoys a diet. How many of you can honestly say that you enjoy doing diets? How many of you have done a diet and you know and you can tell the difference between changing habits versus doing diet culture? How many people in here still do diet culture? Because I was once one of those people that believed in diet culture, participated in diet culture. I did a Whole30 diet 1 month, did a complete 6 months of just like calorie counting, restricting, only eating certain things like smoothies in the morning, oatmeal in the morning, eating one type of big meal at the end of the day, and eating snacks in between, thinking that this was healthy. Was playing 2 sports, so I was losing weight. I was looking good, feeling good in my head, because I'm sitting there thinking like, oh, I'm skinny. But I was tired all the time because I was not getting what I needed. I was playing 2 sports, mind you, so I'm sitting there running on fumes every single day. By the end of that, I was really like, okay, I made my goal weight. I look good. I'm really like, I'm doing the thing. Why did I gain all the weight back once I got off of that diet within a month and a half? All the weight back and some. I was heavier than when I started the diet. This is because we do not change our habits. So many people think that not only are living a healthy lifestyle, living a plant-based lifestyle is expensive, they also think it's time consuming, but they also believe that like, oh, I'm not going to enjoy this and it's tasteless. And then they don't even realize that you live a lifestyle currently right now where you spend too much, you do too much, and you don't get anything in return. So why are you so worried about what could possibly happen on your journey of learning how to live a plant-based lifestyle when you currently right now are living a lifestyle of chaos? The lifestyle you currently live right now with the food habits that you have, are you happy? Are you happy? Because if you believe that it's going to be time consuming, expensive, it's going to be tasteless, oh, I'm going to hate the food, oh my goodness, I'm never going to be able to eat, I have to sit here and thank you so much for the gift. I really appreciate it. Those are cool. Okay. Thanks for the sunglasses. You have to realize that you can simplify the whole process, first of all. Second of all, this whole construct that you have in your brain is not the truth. And you need to figure out what's going on in your brain. Do you want to be healthy and know how to do it correctly? Because what you've been doing has not worked. Do you want to support your body from internal healing to external healing? Do you want to meet your goals? Do you want to change? Not many people like change, but do you want to change? Do you have the drive to change? Because I was talking about this with somebody the other day that I just know that like from the concept of them not understanding, and I feel like the people who want it understand. The people who don't really care or don't want it don't understand. If you want something, you're gonna do it. That's just my mentality, and I feel like a lot of people's mentality. If you don't want to do something, but it's something that is expected of you and you don't want to do it, you're never gonna do it, right? But if you want to do it and it's expected of you because your body expects you to take care of it, then you're going to do it because that's what you want to do. But when you don't want to do it, but you're expected to do it, how many people do it? How many people do it without griping and complaining? I'm somebody, if I want to do it, I'm going to do it. If it's expected of me and I want to do it, great. That just fuels the fire. But when you don't want to do it and you're expected to do it, you're going to find excuses. You're going to procrastinate. Oh, I'm going to wait until 2025 to start eating correctly. I'm going to start on January 1st so then I can start eating my salads and I can start from square one at the beginning of the year. Does that sound right? Like, let's say you're a child and you know, okay, my book report is due on the 2nd. Do you wait until the 1st? Because that's the new year? I have a book report due on the 2nd of January. Well, since it's the new year, I'm going to wait until the 1st of January. No, makes no sense. Why would you do that? When you can start today, make it simple and easy on yourself. And then also hold yourself accountable all the way up until the date that you're like, okay, this is my goal. This is when it's due. Let's sit here and digest the fact that according to the Journal of Nutrition in 2019, this was a study in 2019, right? This is before 2020. Like I said, like I got a bunch of information in 2020 while we were locked down in the house that helped me be able to go plant-based, to understand the plant-based lifestyle. I didn't start in 2020, but I did start changing my habits that eventually led me going to plant-based, correct? Right, okay. So if you don't know, a little tidbit. So the Journal of Nutrition found that living a plant-based lifestyle every single day, having the plant-based habits of what kind of foods you eat, using the products and everything else, is associated with not only lowering your inflammation and chronic disease risk, but it also supports you in healing from cancer. They're not going to tell you that on the Journal of Nutrition, but I want to say that because I have to add that tidbit in every single time. It can help you heal from cancer. We always talk about, oh, there's a cure for cancer. We just don't have access to it. No, you have access to it. You have plenty of access. The problem is you never tap into the access that you have. That's the issue. You never tap into the fact that you could help yourself heal from diabetes. You can heal yourself from heart disease. You can heal yourself from anything because your body heals from the inside out. So if it's not healing, that means you're doing something to block it. So what are you doing? Get to the root cause of the issue and start making changes in your life. Make a simple change of incorporating a plant-based dish. These little itty bitty habit changes that you make, these little small changes, will literally transform your life in another direction that you will never see coming. Because you're sitting here thinking like, okay, why do I have to start now? Why can't I start in 2020? Why can't I start in 2026, right? That's your mindset. But you're not realizing every single day that you stick to these habits piles more and more toxins on. It's also causing your body to work overtime, which is wreaking havoc, causing stress inside of your body, and your internal organs are having to work overtime, which is going to internally age you, which eventually down the line is going to make you unalive earlier, because that's the reason why people are leaving this earth earlier and earlier, because we're not realizing we're overworking our organs and we're not taking care of our body. So that's the reason why people are leaving this earth earlier and earlier. It's not because, oh my goodness, these kids are out here wilding and it's crazy. No, it's because nobody knows how to eat correctly, to eat to heal. So you're sitting there paying the price with chronic inflammation. You're sitting there paying the price with poor digestion issues. You're sitting here dealing with weight fluctuation and weight gain. You're dealing with hormonal imbalances, PCOS, fibroids, cysts. You're sitting here dealing with all of these different imbalances, all because you want to sit here and consume any kind of way. All because you don't want to be a conscious consumer. Thank you for the follows, the likes, and the shares. I really, really appreciate it, you guys. Some things that you are feeding yourself are unknowingly unaliving you every single day, and you're not making the connection. Everybody eats the same way, they consume the same way, and society expects to have a different outcome. It's literally the definition of insanity. The definition of insanity, if you do not know, is doing the same thing but expecting a different outcome. So, what is society doing that is exactly the same? Eating terrible processed foods with a bunch of additives and fillers, eating dairy, consuming any kind of dairy, let me not just say eating, consuming excess meat, and they're not consciously consuming. They're putting a whole bunch of chemicals on their body. They're not moving enough. 5 different areas where you are harming your body in multiple different ways. And you expect to be healthy. It just makes no sense. Like, it literally does not add up. Because if you don't know this, 80% of chronic illness in the US is food related. 80%. That's over half. 80% of chronic illness is food related. And it probably is higher. That's just them reporting on what they want to tell you. Because you know how it is. They only give you enough to keep you breadcrumbed. Because let's say it is probably around 95. Like, if we really break it down, it's around 95. Because food is medicine. So if you're not healing like your body naturally does on its own, because you should be supporting it with food, then you're not using the foods that support your body. So you're blocking your healing. Because the food that you eat, whether it's helping you or harming you, it builds us up or it breaks us down. And by breaking us down, it still builds up inside of you. It's not breaking down and going away. It's breaking down your body because it stores toxins inside of your body, and you constantly consume this way. But when it's building you up, that means your body's using minerals. It's using the vitamins. It's converting it into energy. It's giving you that lasting energy all day. You're feeling good. Your skin is clearing up. You feel like you're energized. You start to be able to do things you were never be able to do. Your bones might be cracking, because my bones still crack every now and then. I can't say that. But I used to have knee pain in 5th grade. Now I can run without any knee brace, without any knee pain. I was in 5th grade wearing a knee brace on each knee. I am now 26 years old and I do not wear a knee brace. So I just want you to understand how your body is able to heal itself from anything, whether it was stemming all the way until you were born, all the way up until now, or you developed it later on in life. You can heal. I developed asthma in high school. Healed myself from the asthma within the first year of me sitting here being plant-based. So when I say that you can truly change your life, all by what you were consuming, whether it's the foods that you eat or the products that you use, I'm saying that with my chest. I might not be in here hollering like a lot of people do on this app, but I'm saying it with my chest. because I really want these people who actually want change. They actually want to see healing. They don't want to have to take prescriptions or medications. They don't want to have a surgery. To know that there is a way around all of that, and it's by using your body's natural design of healing and understanding how to tap into that potential. So sitting there waiting for your something else to take control, waiting for your body to take control, waiting for your body to heal itself is not going to get you what you need. Instead, why not make a change and start now and start to incorporate little itty bitty things versus waiting until 5, 10, 15 years, whatever, waiting until 2030 and then deciding, oh, okay, well, now I've been diagnosed with something. So now I have to completely switch all of my habits, completely switch my lifestyle, because if not, I'm going to unalive. The doctor said I can no longer eat any of this crap. Start slowly implementing it so you can feel comfortable in the space. So when you do decide, okay, you know what, I'm done eating meat, I'm done eating dairy because it's making me inflamed, and I see how my body heals from eating a plant-based lifestyle for a couple of weeks, eating it for a month, because that was me. I didn't think, oh, I'm going to stay plant-based all the rest of my life. I thought, let me try it for a couple of months, maybe a year at the most. Let me see how it does. Let me see if it really helps me heal the way that the Most High was pointing me in the direction, because I kept asking. I'm going to say that first. The Most High pointed me in this direction because I kept asking, why does my weight keep fluctuating? Why do my knees still hurt? And I've been active all of my life. Why did I develop asthma and nobody in my family has asthma? Asking all these questions, and I'm sitting here like, I need solutions. He pointed me towards eat from the earth, understand my word, understand what I need you to do. And once I started to tap into the potential of knowing what they were doing to our meat, understanding why dairy has never been normal for us to consume, but we made it normalized, and really tapping into the potential of the fact that you don't know how to eat correctly. And you've been taught how to not eat correctly because you've been programmed by these people. You've been programmed by your peers. You've been programmed by your family who learned the same things from other generations. We eat like slaves. And I've talked about this a while ago, and I want to bring this back up. We truly eat like slaves. And that's every person of color. That's not just people, black people, people from descendants from slaves. Every single race on this earth currently right now is eating like a slave. Let's really be honest. You don't know how to fend for yourself. You don't know how to cook for yourself. And when you do cook something, it's trash. You eat any and everything, whatever it's on your plate, as long as it's considered food. So you're eating like an animal. What did they used to treat slaves like? Animals. You eat this because it's your culture, and this is what everybody else in your family does. But you know that everybody in your family has diabetes and high blood pressure, and nobody should be eating this food, but it's culture. So every time y'all get together, this is what y'all eat. Acting like you have no other choice, no other traditions to be made, because you have that slave mentality. You are a slave to these people who are sitting here poisoning you because they've thrown off your chemical balance for years on end and continuously do it. I'm speaking as somebody who was in that space and has removed myself from that space, all because I know how to consume correctly. Because my body is healed from the inside out. Because I know now that, me sitting here thinking that my moderation of, eating this 2 times a week, 3 times a week is not moderation. Moderation is you eating something maybe twice a month, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. That's moderation. But eating it 2 to 3 times a week, that's not moderation. You eating meat once a day, that's not moderation. That's you limiting, but that's not moderation. Just like how they tell you you're only supposed to eat these processed foods, even though they're trash, in moderation. You don't eat them in moderation. Let's say you're like, I only eat sweets once a week. I only do it on the weekends. That's still every single weekend, throwing off your hormonal balance. Let's say during the week you also don't eat those sugars because you think processed sugar is so bad, and you know that, which it is. But you don't eat those processed sugars, but you start your day every single day with carbs. You get no protein, you get no iron, you get no magnesium, no fiber. You just start your day with biscuits, honey, jelly, whatever else you put on there. Do you realize that spikes your insulin? When your insulin is spiked, that means your cortisol also is going to spike inside of your body, which is your stress hormone. So now you're putting yourself in an insulin resistant state every single, or insulin spike state every single day, which is going to lead you to having insulin resistance. What does that sound like? Ding, 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 diabetes. I just really want y'all to break it down. Thanks for the follows and thanks for the likes. Like, really sit here and digest and make the connections that we think that this stuff is okay because everybody does it. But when we tap into the potential of our body healing, we'll start to teach each other how to heal. We'll start teaching more generations how to heal. And we'll stop creating and raising generation after generation that doesn't know how to take care of their body correctly. Because we know how to fill our stomachs. We know how to fill a body. But we don't know how to fuel the body, take care of the body, nourish the body the way that it needs to be. Thank you so much for the follows, guys. I appreciate it. Because in my plant-based cookbook that is linked in my bio, that is only $25, that is a beginner's guide as well as friendly for the people who are already in the space that just need support, it emphasizes you eating a rainbow plate, filling your plate with colorful fruits and vegetables. This is how you get all the nutrition that you need. You don't have to worry about, how do I get my proteins? How do I get my iron, my magnesium, my vitamin A, C, D, and all this different stuff? If you're eating a variety of different colors when it comes to fruits and vegetables, you'll get everything that you need. Legumes, nuts, everything. Red foods like, let's say, tomatoes, those support your heart. When you're eating like beets supports your heart and your blood. Anything that looks like another part of your body is going to support that part of your body. Just like it was going around, I think in 2020, that was talking about the different stages of like what nuts help. And for instance, walnuts help with your hearing. They help with your brain. What do walnuts look like? A brain and an ear. Like, really sit back and realize the Most High designed everything for a reason. Everything on this earth has duality. And when you sit back and you hear duality, everybody thinks about all the different Satanists and all this stuff. But I'm talking about the duality of the definition of actually what is duality, not what man wants to taint it as. There is a healthy side of life and there's an unhealthy side of the life. There's the way that the Most High wants you to eat and there's the way that society consumes right now. There are the fruits and the vegetables of the earth that we were supposed to be consuming, because when you look at the beginning of the Bible, Adam and Eve were in the garden eating fruits and vegetables. They weren't going around slaughtering all the animals, right? The Most High commanded them that they are there to use the animals. Even when they were casted out, use them to help till the land. Use the animals to help you. They weren't sitting there slaughtering all their animals unless it was a time of celebration or sacrifice. Then it's time for you to consume the meat. So what were they doing the other 300 and however many days of the year? Because I know that October itself has probably, I think, like 2 weeks of holidays according to the Hebrew Bible. So it's really insane when you get into the Hebrew Bible of holidays, but I'm not going to go down that road. So when you really sit back and you look and you digest the Bible in total, rather than what people like to pick and choose of, well, when the Most High gave his son to us and he became our savior, Yahushua HaMashiach came to this earth and he sanctified all of it. And you're sitting here and you're like, so he allowed us to be able to eat pork now. We can eat this now. You don't realize, just because that one verse tells you that it's been sanctified does not mean you get to eat it all the time. Nor does it mean you should still be eating a pig. Pigs do not sweat. What is the purpose of a human body sweating? What's the point of the body sweating? It's a detoxification, right? When you sweat, your body is releasing toxins. Pigs never sweat. What do pigs eat? Oh yeah, everything. Because their stomach acid, their stomach pH is so high, it can consume and digest anything. Bones, plastic, metal, other animals, other people. All of these different things. You consume that same pig that is filled up with toxins, and it never releases it. Just because it's going to the bathroom and pooping does not mean it's releasing like it needs to be, because that is one of the release pathways. You have to have all of your release pathways to be open. You can't just have one that's not operating and still be healthy. That's the reason why when you smell people and you're like, oh my goodness, you need to go to the doctor, like your body just stinks, it's because something is blocked. You can keep sitting there and commenting. I really love that, pleated pants. Please keep commenting, because when you comment on my live, you post, you push me on the FYP page. So you can keep commenting whatever troll mess that you have to comment, and keep pushing my live. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And thanks for everybody that's in here actually supporting and liking. I really appreciate it. Stick with me, okay? We're going to get to the solution at the end, so just stay tuned. Because living this lifestyle of being plant-based, knowing how to take care of your body, and understanding the fact that you can support your body in healing, it's literally science. You realize it's deeper than just an aesthetic that they show you on here on TikTok, where you're just like, oh, this is cutesy. That girl, she lost weight. Oh, she knows how to make a cute little acai bowl. It's deeper than that. It's science. It's spiritual. Because when your body is literally healing itself from the inside out, you feel the power of the Most High. He sit here and put you on this earth with everything that you needed to not only live this life, but to be able to enjoy it. Society is sitting out here not being able to enjoy their life because they don't eat enough greens. They're sitting out here not being able to enjoy their life because they overconsume sugar that literally makes you go insane. So we're sitting here anxious, we're sitting here depressed, we're having panic attacks. And that's literally from scientific journals. They talk about in many scientific journals. If you're on my email list, you do get the links to those. I send out emails telling you all the stuff that when I'm researching what is going on. So that's literally free content that you get from me every single week on our Wellness Wednesday. Realize that they constantly sit here and tell you that, oh, you can eat this processed food in moderation. Oh, you can do this in moderation. But then they also come back and tell you in the same breath, if you sit here and eat these processed sugars that we're putting in all of your food, you will develop Alzheimer's eventually. And Alzheimer's is literally you losing your mind. We're legally allowed to put all of this crazy sugar inside of your food, make you lose your mind. And then we're going to sit back and be like, well, we told you. We told you, right? And you can't say, no, they didn't tell me, because it's on the internet for you. Like, you don't have to have a student ID or anything for you to look into these scholarly journals. Some of them you do, but all you have to do is just look up the journal, the article from another place. So you need to start focusing on eating your rainbow plate. Even if you're not necessarily going to go plant-based, or you don't feel comfortable, you're scared, whatever else that you have going on. But if you're scared, you don't need to be here. Sorry, I'm not for you. But you need to realize that you have to get all of your nutrients. And so you need to start eating your greens. You need to start eating all the rainbows of the plate. But specifically, you need to start eating your greens because they flush you, they detoxify you, and they also support you in getting more fiber, which fruit has a lot of fiber in it too, but it gives you more fiber. People in America are not getting enough fiber. Thank you for the follow. And so that's the reason why we're so backed up. We're so backed up to the point where people don't understand that, like, when you are backed up, that is a sign that your gut pH is off. When your gut pH is off, your brain is also going to be off. When your brain is off, all of your functions cannot work correctly. So at one point, are you going to sit here and realize that you've been putting your body in oxidative stress every single day because you're not getting oxygen on a cellular level, because you're not eating enough fruits? You're also putting yourself in a stressed out state because you're overworking your organs every single day. You're stressing your body out because you're super inflamed, because you have toxins from the processed foods, the meat, the dairy, all stored inside of you. You have parasites thriving in your intestinal tract. And now you're sitting here trying to figure out, well, how do I get my gut balanced? You've been throwing it off for years. It's not going to be a quick fix. There is no Band-Aid. You have to start changing your habits to reduce the oxidative stress, to reduce your inflammation, to support your gut pH to be balanced, so that your brain can get back balanced, so it can work the way that it needs to. Because who wants to sit there in their life like that? Make small little impactful swaps in your life that are going to allow you to understand how deep it truly goes when it comes to eating for your health. You can sit here and keep doing whatever you wanted to do, or whatever you're thinking that is correct right here, right now. And you can lead yourself down the same path of everybody else that is ill and sick, because you have observation all around this earth. You don't even have to Google it. Just look at the earth. When you walk outside, and this is a statistic, when you go outside, out of every 3 people that you count, one of them is diabetic or insulin, out of every 3 people in the US. So you look outside, 1, 2, 3. There's billions of people, right? 1, 2, 3. One of them is diabetic or insulin resistant. So making those small little changes of like swapping from dairy milk to swapping to almond milk or oat milk, learning how to make it yourself and not eating the ones with additives and fillers that are not going to support you, will allow you to see how your body can transform itself just from food. Not having to restrict, but rather replace. Because that's what I teach you. I don't teach you to sit here and take this out, take this out, take this out, and leave you with nothing. What we teach you is it's so easy for you to swap. If you like to bake, swap to this. Super easy. I still bake. I love to bake. If you like to make and throw down in the kitchen when it comes to you making meals with meat, okay, swap it to this. Try out this different meat. Try this substitute. Not Beyond Burgers or Impossible Burgers. Not doing any of that. Meats in general. But rather understanding how to make homemade meals that are delicious, that are good for you, and that give you energy. And so replace those processed snacks, replace that meat, replace that dairy with homemade meals that are going to support you. And like I said, that plant-based cookbook is linked in my bio. And if you want to hear more about the success, I am going to update that landing page, because I had one of the amazing people who bought into my cookbook gave me her review and was talking about how great it was. And she loved the pancake recipe in there. So I will be updating that today once I get off of live. I forgot to do it before I got on live. But transition to heavy meat, to sit there and, incorporate chickpeas, incorporate different plant-based meals, understand how to support yourself, because plant-based options can not only taste good, but they also can be simpler than what you're making it. You're thinking, oh my goodness, I don't know how to do a chickpea. I don't know what to do with lentils. Think about, okay, not rather, what do I have to do with this? What do I have to do with this? Think, what do you want? What are you craving? Are you craving a burger? Are you craving meatloaf? Are you craving a steak? What are you craving? Are you craving chicken nuggets, chicken tenders? What are you craving? That's how you have to approach it. You don't approach it with, I don't know what to do with a lentil. I don't know what to do with a chickpea. I don't know what to do with that. Think about what you are craving. What do you want? Because I can guarantee you it's not going to be, oh, the texture of meat. Like people love to say, well, it's about the texture. It's not going to be a gross texture, because I'm not a gross texture person. But I don't want you to sit here and compare it to meat. That's one thing I don't want you to sit here and do. Don't sit here and compare it to meat's texture. But the flavor is all the same, because we all know you don't have good cooking without good seasoning. And if you don't know that, you don't know how to cook. But we all know good cooking comes from the seasoning, right? You don't sit here and go and bite and slaughter a chicken that comes fresh from the ground, fresh from the land, and then decide that, ooh, this chicken tastes so good by itself, no seasoning, no cook, no nothing. So the good food is coming from the seasoning. Everything you do to it, to prep it, to cook it. So understand that you can enjoy the space that you were in on this healthy journey, not have to suffer, not have to restrict, but find things to replace. And that's what I teach you in that plant-based cookbook that is literally linked in my bio for $25. It's not that difficult to realize that you can prep, you can batch cook, you can prep easily. You can sit here and support yourself throughout the week if you work a hard 9 to 5, or you are top of the game line. You are needed by a bunch of people. You have kids. I show you how to not only meal prep, save time and money, while assuring you that also you're getting nutritional options that support you in staying full. So you're not just filling, but you're fueling. You have to get rid of these processed foods because they're full of like hidden GMOs. They're full of deadly sugars. They're full of trans fat, just additives that literally wreak havoc on your gut and your hormones. And we talked about hormone balance last live. So if you missed that live, go check that out. I'm going to be posting it on YouTube. It might be, I think it's coming out on the 10th, because I'm backed up with live videos. But we are posting this live. If you missed the beginning of this live will be posted on YouTube today, because I want to let people know that after this weekend, and for the people that are in here after this weekend, that cookbook will no longer be $25. I have meet my goal, my quota for sales, and so now the book is going up, because I've supported enough people for the $25 option. Now, if you really truly want it and you truly want change, you either get it now while it's $25 or you're going to wait until the price goes up. That's up to you. Because these additives wreak havoc on your gut and your hormones. And studies show that these foods contribute to your inflammation because your gut balance is going to be off, right? It's also going to lead you eventually down the path of having chronic illnesses. And then at that point, you're going to have diabetes, you're going to develop heart disease, you're going to have high blood pressure, and then that's going to lead you to having cancer. When you have all this stress going on inside of your body and you don't understand that, like, on a cellular level, you're not hydrated, nor are you getting enough oxygen, cancer thrives in that space. You know what else thrives in that space? Parasites. Parasites love a space full of inflammation. They love when you have tumors, which your body cannot heal from any of that if you're not giving it the right food. So then parasites are feeding on tumors. They're feeding on the inflammation. They're feeding on the meat that is not being digested that's inside of your intestinal tract. They're thriving and living inside of your body, and they've been doing it for years. And a lot of people think that, like, oh, I'm going to go get a tincture. I'm going to go get this little supplement pill that is going to help me be able to get rid of my parasites, but not realizing that for the ones that are there and set in stone that have been producing for years, that you've been feeding for years, are not going to go away from a little flush, because that's all you're doing with those little capsules and those little tincture drops. You're just flushing the little babies out, because that doesn't get deep enough to get the ones that are in there. Especially if you have any issues like tumors or anything like that going on, toxins that it feeds off of, it's not flushing them. You're more likely than not peeing it out before it even gets to them. So really sit there and realize that if you want to get deep in there and get all of that crap out, you have to use food. And I do teach you how to do that in my cleansing code. I have literally the cleansing code. It's linked in my bio that is going to give you full body cleansing, show you how to release parasites, show you how to get anti-inflammatory help, show you how to get rid of heavy metals, microplastics, help you be able to do fruit and vegetable cleansing, healthy fasting. And then it also gives you a template guide to help you be able to map out your journey and where you start and where to finish. So there is no reason for you to sit here and do the guesswork, because I've done all the work to simplify it for you. Now is the time for you to eat and make it simple for yourself, to eat to heal, eat to live. Use food as your medicine. If you want to do that for yourself, then you are going to go get it, because I want you to know that I was where you were. I was confused. I was frustrated. I was exhausted. I was dealing with weight fluctuation. Like I said, I was having asthma I developed in high school, knee pain that I was having in 5th grade. I had to wear 2 knee braces on each knee every time I would try to do any activity of running, anything sports related. And I played sports all of my life. I'm telling you that I used to feel like that no matter what I did, and I kept asking the Most High, what can I do? And I did not feel my best, and I just couldn't ever feel my best. I was constantly playing a game of cat and mouse chase with my body, like a lot of people are doing. The best thing that changed my life is when I started taking my health seriously and started understanding swapping to a plant-based lifestyle and incorporating plant-based habits, incorporating holistic healing, knowing how to support my gut, knowing how to support my body, my brain, every internal system that needs support, starting to do that. Starting to get better digestion help through the foods that I was eating, gain back my energy because I was giving myself everything that I need to be balanced before I went to sleep. So I wasn't spiking my insulin, which is going to make you stay up all night. I wasn't spiking my insulin before I went to bed, which is going to make you have to go back and forth to the bathroom because your body's trying to stay alive. A lot of people are not realizing that the reason why they can't sleep and the reason why they're having issues with staying asleep is because of the foods that you eat. It's deeper than just, oh, I ate too much, I can't sleep right now, or I drank coffee and caffeine before I went to bed, so I just can't sleep. It's deeper than that. It's because you're not giving your body what it needs to stabilize so that you can have that sleep good. Because you know when you eat some real good home-cooked meal outside of just like feeling the itis, but that thing that you wake up and you're like, man, I'm full still this morning. That's crazy. That's the feeling you should be having every single day. And majority of people are not, because they wake up at 7 a.m. and they're hungry by 7:30. They're hungry by 7:15. That's what you should be feeling every single day. You wake up and you're not hungry because you stabilized yourself before you went to bed, which also carried into the next day, and then you still have energy. Because when you eat correctly, when I eat correctly, I do love me some sleep. Don't get me wrong, I love my sleep. But if I have to wake up early, sometimes my body just naturally wakes itself up early. But if I have to wake up early, Now I don't sit there and gripe and complain about it and hate everything and just go throughout my day thinking like I'm not going to have enough energy. I can't make it through the day. I can't do it. Majority of the time, I'm shocked because I'll wake up early and then I'll stay up late. Like, I'm like, goodness, girl, you woke up at like 8 this morning, 7, whatever, because I'm not a morning person. I'm not an AM person. I can't even lie to you. But, like, I'll wake up there early and then I'll still be up until like 2, 3 o'clock and be like, it's 2 a.m. You need to go to bed, and still be up and then get up and do it the same day the next day, not even tired. And it's not just because, oh, you're young, you can do that, because I didn't have that energy before. I stayed up, but I could never stay up, wake back up and do all of that unless I was really just on a kick, like vacation. Like, I had to be in the mood of like a vacation. I can do that every day. And I'm telling you, I'm not tired. Like, I literally have to sit there and go, okay, it's time for us to wind down. It's time for us to get ready to go to bed. And then when I'm ready to go to bed, it's not hard for me to go to bed. As soon as I hit the pillow, I'm knocking out. Because I have everything that I need for my body to be stabilized, so then it easily transitions into that process. Because before I went plant-based, it would take me hours. I'd be laying in bed for hours before I could finally get myself to go to sleep. Phone off, phone on. I'd wake up and be like, man, I have nothing, like, I'm still not being able to sleep. I'd wake up in a couple of hours if I went to sleep too early. I have to literally exhaust myself with working out way too hard, staying outside all day. Like, literally would have to exhaust myself in order for me to really go to sleep as soon as I hit the pillow. Now, I don't even have to do a lot. I go to sleep, I wake up. I can still exhaust myself if I really wanted to, but that wasn't enjoyable. I wasn't having fun doing all of that. And so everything started to change when I took my health seriously. Literally within weeks, I felt more energized. I felt I had better digestion. I felt balanced overall with my hormones. Now, my hormones did not heal themselves over that course of the time of the weeks of just like being completely healed, but it supported it in less pain, being able to get off the prescriptions that I was taking for my menstrual cycle every single month, because I was taking it around that time of my cycle. And then also being supported for the different things, like I didn't have to take a leave. I didn't have to take Alka-Seltzer Plus. I didn't have to take all these different things of like, oh, it's flu season, I'm getting a little cough, a little sniffle. Because my body heals itself naturally. All I have to do is eat the correct food, maybe combine it with a little bit of herbal tea, which I don't recommend if you're not eating correctly, because it's not going to have the potency that it needs if you're not eating and using food as your medicine. But when you're using food as your medicine, going ahead and start combining herbs and knowing how to do that in an effective way, an effective method, because then your body can absorb all of the natural properties that are in those herbs and use them, versus when you're not eating correctly, your body's just sitting there trying to fight, and it's a little added help to help it fight, but it's still fighting because it's in fight or flight mode. You haven't gotten your body to relax, to be able to be like, oh, we're smooth sailing now. We're coasting downstream instead of swimming upstream, because y'all are swimming upstream. I'm coasting, and I'm coasting real nice. This is why I'm so passionate about that plant-based cookbook, because not only has it helped me stay in this space and stay in this lifestyle, but it guided me into the space of feeling comfortable and coasting versus sitting there swimming upriver. Reclaim your health, and that's a roadmap for you to be able to reclaim your health, all by just cooking plant-based meals. Super easy, super simple. You don't have to spend hours in the kitchen. You don't have to spend hundreds of dollars or fancy ingredients. You don't have to sit here and have the latest equipment. Look at the pin video that I have that I made, I think a year ago, of me making my plant-based cheese. That's the blender I've had probably since I was a child. Look at that blender. You don't have to have the nicest skin. You don't have to have a food processor like I do. If you have a blender, you're straight. You can make all the plant-based meals that I have in that cookbook, because you more likely than not, if food processor and blender are basically the same thing, it just doesn't have all the functions like a food processor does. But you still could be able to make this simplified for yourself, so you don't have to spend hours in the kitchen, nor do you have to buy all these fancy ingredients or all these fancy things for you to be able to use in between. You just work your way up to the space of having these things. Like, I didn't start out with 30,000 jars. I had maybe 2 mason jars in my house, maybe. I just started as I went to Target, getting a little bit more, grabbing a box when I went to Target. And then I ended up having way too many, and I was like, okay, that's enough. Went to Kroger, they were having a sale on their big like little jars that you can put like sugar and stuff in that have the latch. Bought 2 of those. They were $24 at the time. So I was like, I might as well just go ahead and buy them. I'm going to use them. And now I use them for sugar. I bought these huge mason jars that I don't know how many liters they are because I don't remember, but it's huge. Like when I say huge, they're huge. Those I put my apples in. I put my big fruits in to keep them away from the air, to keep them be able to last longer, and then also being able to wash them and put them somewhere. But all of these things came over time because I started to incorporate them. And these are all the different things that in the program I teach you how to do so that you're not feeling overwhelmed, as well as you're not feeling like you took a hard hit to your wallet, because you don't have to sit here and have everything today. I've been plant-based for 4 years. In 4 years, I've gained a lot of knowledge and I've gained a lot of information, as well as the fact that I've gained a lot of things for me to be able to make this life easier for me, because this is going to be my lifestyle for the rest of my life. I will not be going back. Plant-based living can be made simple, it can be affordable, and it's going to be delicious. Okay? So, if you have any questions before I end this, please start dropping your questions down below. Any questions that you have about what we talked about today or plant-based living or anything like that, drop that down below, because here's the deal. This weekend and this weekend only, like I said, is the last time this cookbook is going to be $25 accessible to you. It's going up after this. So this is your chance to grab your beginner guide for plant-based cooking, plant-based meals, plant-based recipes that you can combine and mix and match. There's over 20 recipes in that book. It breaks down plant-based proteins that you can use. It gives you that dairy-free cheese recipe that I have. It also gives you plenty of other options for meals for you to cook, desserts, smoothies, breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything. Over 20 meals. Don't wait until it's 2025 to decide that, oh, I want to feel my best in 2025. Don't sit here and think that you just wait it out. Start today, start now. You'll thank yourself by taking the action now, because in January, you'll be like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad I started a month and a half ago. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad that I started taking care of my body in 2024. So I didn't wait till 2030 when they're projecting to make a profit off of me being overweight and diabetic. So click the link in my bio, because like I said, this is the last weekend. It will be $25. And once that link is gone, it will no longer work anymore. Even if you try to save it, it won't work anymore. If you're on my email list and you try to click it next week, they are not going to work anymore. So this is your chance. And I promise you, it is worth it. I can say that with a full confidence to say it is worth the $25. Because these are the meals that helped me be able to stay in this lifestyle, feel supported, feel comforted, and to enjoy the foods that I was eating. And to save time, because I was working my 9 to 5 and was traveling back and forth over 40 minutes. So I needed that time saver. And these helped me be able to prep when I didn't want to cook. They helped me be able to cook something really fast if I didn't have anything already prepped. Sow the seeds of you healing so that you can benefit and reap the rewards of a stronger, healthier, happier, more energetic you. But you have to sow the seeds in order for you to reap that. So what questions do you have? To drop them down for me before I get off of here, please. What questions do you have for the guys that are in here? And for the people that are in here and you missed this live, it will be posted on YouTube. I'm really thinking I'm probably going to post it today, honestly, to let everybody know this is the last weekend for you to get your cookbook for $25. I don't want anybody to feel left out. So what questions do you have for me before I get off? What do you have, guys? And for everybody that ate yesterday, I want to let you know that, like, if you celebrate those holidays, I gave everybody a challenge yesterday, or no, not yesterday. Was it yesterday? It might have been yesterday. If not, it was Tuesday. I gave everybody a challenge, and I want to give and extend the same challenge to you. Now that everybody's eaten all of their foods, whether crappy or semi or not crappy at all, but I'm more likely not crappy. How is everybody acting? What's the behavior for the people that was eating in your home? What were they like yesterday after they ate? Everybody's sleepy, everybody's tired with the itis. We know that. But what I mean is, what's the energy now? Are people irritable? Are they too tired to work? Are they feeling fatigued? Are people's like ailments starting to act up? Gout, inflammation, arthritis. What's the energy now that everybody's eating all this food? quote food, because it's not real food, eating all that crap yesterday? What's the energy? I want to extend that question out. I want you to observe it. I want you to really like sit back and look at how everybody's acting now that they've eaten what they ate yesterday. What's the energy in the room? What's the energy and tone in their voice? See how it changes. Because like I said, when you're eating a bunch of spiritually dead food and you're consuming like a slave, that's the energy that's going to inhabit. That's the energy that's going to come. So I'm not seeing any questions. So I'm going to leave you with that question. Leave you with that observation for you to make. We will be back either Sunday or Monday. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. And I do post here on TikTok Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you have not followed me, go follow me. Also, if you have not followed me on my other socials, go follow me there, just in case they do take TikTok away from us. If you miss this live and you want the full live, it will be posted on my YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. And I hope you have an amazing, amazing weekend. If you are eating leftovers, please keep in mind what you are eating and be conscious of what you're consuming. Take care of your body, love your body, and show it that love. Treat it like the temple that it should be treated like. And if you have any questions after I get off live, please feel free to DM me. Ask me any questions that you have. Make sure you feel covered. If you don't feel covered, if you have any questions, if you're watching this later on YouTube, drop them in the comments. I do check my comments and respond. So I hope you have an amazing rest of your weekend, and I'm out.